Congrats, champ. You've cracked the code playing it cool, locking down your emotions, never letting a shred of neediness slip. You're a pro at vanishing right on cue, tossing out calm replies, throwing that smug side eye, and holding it together while she's losing her mind for a scrap of your attention. Well done. Except here's the catch. You might have crossed the line without even clocking it. Somewhere in that stoic swagger, you might have gone from a man worth admiring to a low-life manipulator. And before you hit me with that tired, "it's just how the game's played now" excuse, let me drop this on you. Seduction without a conscience is poison. Does it work? Hell yeah. But it screws over everyone involved, you and her. There's a world of difference between keeping your cool and turning into an emotional icebox. Between being wanted for your strength and being feared for your coldness. Truth is, most guys these days are twisting these tricks into something nasty, like they're in some messed up game where the win is leaving her emotionally gutted. Spoiler alert, play with that kind of fire, and you're the one who ends up burned to ash inside. Today, you're gonna get why these stoic moves hit so hard, what they spark in her head and body, and most importantly, where it all turns into emotional garbage dressed up as charm. So buckle up, because what's coming isn't some pickup playbook. It's a mirror, and if you've got the guts to stare into it till the end, you might just walk away less of a jerk and more of a man. Hold up, before we dive in, let's get one thing straight. This video's only here because someone with a shred more decency than you bothered to hit like and subscribe. So quit mooching off free content like it's an open bar with no tab. Do your part, smash that like button, subscribe, and drop a thanks in the comments. Not for me, for the algorithm. That's the only way YouTube figures out this needs to reach more dudes who could use a solid wake-up slap. Enough chit-chat. Let's get real. 1. Why these damn stoic strategies work so freaking well. Here's the deal. Deep down, we're all just anxious monkeys with Wi-Fi. Emotional wrecks starving for a crumb of validation. Then you roll in, strutting like some testosterone-fueled Tibetan monk, and bam, you're the star of the show. Why? 'Cause looking like you've got your shit together in a world that's perpetually freaking out is the new hotness. Everyone's in panic mode 24/7, texting back in 3 seconds flat, begging for a heart on their story. And there you are, the stoic king, stepping out of some Greek epic, steady, unshaken, like you meditate on active volcanoes. That fries her brain. It's like finding ice-cold champagne at a party full of warm soda. Your silence turns into poetry. Your flat okay becomes a masterpiece. That don't give a damn vibe lights up a hunter's instinct she didn't even know she had. Why? 'Cause you're not fishing for approval, and that makes her wonder, what's this guy got that he doesn't need to prove jack to anyone? Boom. Spellcast. That's the slick little game of the Zen Alpha. He doesn't beg, doesn't grovel. He just is, and that's enough to pull him in. But here's where it gets dicey. Once you figure out a few cold moves can turn into seduction ammo, you're hooked. You get high on the power trip. Self-control becomes a performance. Coolness turns into an ego parade. And just like that, what started as subtle charm morphs into cheap emotional torture. Congrats, my club-hopping Buddha. You've gone from emotional sage to card-carrying member of the manipulative jackass club. The irresistible unknown, or how to become a seductive puzzle. Let's cut to the chase. Mystery's a damn aphrodisiac. Always has been. Nobody falls for an instruction manual. The thrill's in the decoding. And the stoic. This mythical dude who's basically trained under Dalai Lama and Batman? He's got that locked down. He doesn't dive in head first, doesn't dump his baggage on the first chick who smiles, doesn't turn date one into a soap opera. He's the king of less is more. Talks little, watches plenty, and rocks that vibe like he's hiding a whole universe behind that poker face. Guess what? That's sexy as hell. Her brain short circuits. Every silence is a riddle. Every curt reply's a mental gauntlet. Her imagination goes into overdrive and poor thing, she can't help it. Humans hate a mystery they can't crack. They've got to fill in the blanks. The less you give, the more she digs. Next thing you know, she's hooked. All because she's pouring emotional energy into you, and that's step one to getting attached. And get this, You didn't even have to dance, crack a joke, or flex anything. Just stood there, chill and centered, like some sexy monk riding out the emotional apocalypse. But plot twist incoming, and you need to hear it. Here's where your ego trips you up. You realize you can just clam up and bam, you're a Tinder god. Shut your mouth and you're profound. Hide your feelings and you're tough. And right there, buddy, you stop being human and start playing a role. An emotional sphinx. A fancy manipulator who hides his soul behind a man of value mask, when really, you're just scared shitless of letting anyone in. Sure, mystery draws him in. But if all you've got is a marble wall and a brooding stare, she'll eventually get tired of guessing and realize there's nothing deep to find. Just a front. Then poof, charm's gone, and you're left with nada but loneliness, where your cool turned into a dirty trick. So far, it looked good. You were the suave stoic, the grounded enigma, the enlightened dude chilling while she lost it. Then surprise, you crossed the line. Didn't even blink. That coolness that shielded you. Now it's emotional torture. That silence that screamed maturity. It's passive-aggressive blackmail. You clocked the pattern. She chases when you dip, tries harder when you pull back, begs when you ghost. Instead of thinking, maybe I'm worth something, you went, sweet, I'm gonna milk this. Congrats, you're the bad guy in her rom-com now. You vanish just to see if she'll miss you. Take forever to text back. Not 'cause you're busy, but 'cause you want to play puppet master with her feelings. Every word's a chess move in your little emotional war. Know what that is? Cowardice dressed up as a power play. You're not stoic anymore. You're a manipulator with a toxic masculinity degree. Your cool's not a certified asshole with a bro haircut. Yifu, 5 signs you've gone too far and turned into a grade A douchebag. You think you're the king of the game? The ice-cold tactician? The relationship wizard? Spoiler, you're drowning in your own bullshit and calling it discipline. Want to know if you've gone from slick to slime? Sit down and check these 5 red flags. If you're nodding to more than 2, congrats, you're not stoic. You're just a needy jerk in a samurai costume. You ghost texts on purpose. Not 'cause you're swamped, but to make her feel like trash. That's not slick. It's a tantrum from a dude too scared to be real. Insecurity with a side of attitude. You sow jealousy like it's a hobby. Liking random chicks' pics, dropping casual X stories, hinting at a lineup at your door just to watch her squirm. That's as grown up as a playground fight. You ice her out when she gets real. She opens up, bares her soul, and you hit her with a got it, like a soulless robot. That's not strength, that's sociopath light. You treat sex like a bargaining chip. You show up when you're horny, but when she wants closeness, you vanish like a bad magician. That's not centered, it's selfish as hell. You get off on the mess you make. You see her confused, anxious, falling apart, and it pumps you up. Welcome to rock bottom. You're not a man anymore. You're an emotional leech thriving on her insecurity. What ties these together? Gutlessness. Fear of love, of opening up, of getting ditched. So you slap on some emotional armor and call it strength. It's not. It's just the scared kid inside you playing tough to dodge the void. If you're clocking 2 or more here, hit pause. Not to go soft, but to stop digging your own grave. 'Cause in the end, the one who gets screwed most by this act? You. While you're busy owning the game, you're tossing out the only prize worth a damn, your self-respect. Dramatic pause. Here's the gut punch pitch. Listen up, bro! Sick of being her doormat deluxe? No more settling for emotional scraps like it's a 5-star meal. There's a digital book link below that'll flip the script, teach you how to ditch the yes man routine and become a guy who commands respect without asking twice. No whining, no, please get me. It's you running the show, not some disposable pawn in her emotional chess match. Your call, stay the standby simp. Or step up to a level she either respects or loses. Pick fast, clock's ticking. 5. Why this whole charade's gonna blow up in your face. There you are, puffed up over your Oscar-worthy act. The untouchable stoic. The riddle she can't solve. The seduction Jedi making her lose sleep over an unanswered scene. You probably think you're playing chess while everyone else is stuck on checkers, right? Well, guess what? The bill's coming, and it's not a receipt, it's a mirror. All that emotional puppetry you call tactics? It's got an expiration date, and it's closer than you think. First off, you start pulling in the wrong crowd. Emotional train wrecks, code red clingers, women who don't want you. They want the chaos you dish out. Congrats again. You're stuck in a toxic loop where love's a battlefield and sex comes with a side of existential meltdown, a circus of yelling, ghosting, and makeup straight out of a trashy soap opera. Then comes the sad part. You get hooked on the control rush. Real connection starts feeling like a threat. A woman showing genuine care? That's an invasion. So you push her away, block her out, freeze her off. Bit by bit, you lose the basic knack for being human. Lock yourself in your icy fortress and become a prisoner of your own damn role. And the rotten cherry on top. Emptiness. Keeping up the unshakable man myth wears you out. You realize the respect you got was just fear. The attraction, just unresolved angst. Nobody actually liked you. They liked the mystery you faked. Then the finale hits. Someone pulls your own moves on you. Goes cold. Ghosts. Leaves you hanging. And you crash. 'Cause you never learned to handle rejection. Always dodged it, masked it. But masks don't stick forever. When it drops, all that's left is a lonely, burned-out dude who can't read his own emotions, wondering how he went from Greek god to forgettable extra without a clue. 6. The golden rules of the stoic who doesn't need to be a dick to get noticed. Want to be wanted? Want her eyeing you like you're some noir flick heartthrob with a killer edge? Cool. You can pull that off without turning into the villain. Be solid without being a jackass, intriguing without being a creep, seductive without leaving scars. It boils down to 3 no BS golden rules, simple, sharp, and doable, unless you're a total narcissist. Rule 1. Stand firm, but don't be an asshole. You can hold your ground without turning into a stone-cold prick. Say no without being a sadist. Stick to your guns without handing out free contempt like it's a masculinity bonus. Real strength doesn't need to draw blood to work. Rule 2. Silence is space, not a weapon. Get this straight. Silence can be smooth, can be strong, but when you wield it to mess with her head, you're not wise. You're a low-key emotional bully. Conscious silence soothes. Silence meant to rattle her? That's just cowardice with a fancy label. Rule 3. Self-control isn't stone cold. A true stoic feels it all. He's just not a walking melodrama. He cries with class. He loves without groveling. He hurts but doesn't make it a spectacle. The difference? He doesn't trade on feelings. He owns them, sorts them, deals. That emotional grit? That's what makes him rare. 'Cause let's be real, bearded ice cubes are a dime a dozen. A guy who can bend without breaking? That's the unicorn. These rules demand one thing most guys lack: balls to be real with yourself. The stoic who actually pulls it off isn't chasing ego trophies. He's living straight up. That's why he reels in what others can only fake for a hot minute before getting called out as the emotional con artists they are. Want to be that rare breed? Quit playing. Start living. 7. Stoic gut check. Are you seducing or just playing power games? Time to face the music. Oh, wise master of smoke and mirrors. Let's see if your stoic seduction shtick is legit charm. Or just a slick cover for a brittle ego. No sugarcoating, no excuses. No, it's just who I am. Just a mirror. Look at it. When you take forever to text back, is it 'cause you're genuinely tied up? Or 'cause you want to watch her spiral picturing worst-case scenarios? When she shows affection, do you meet her halfway like a grown-ass man? Or hit her with a calculated freeze to keep her small? When she dips out, do you miss her for real? Or just get pissed 'cause your emotional leash slipped?
If your answers lean more toward flexing control than building something solid, congrats. You left seduction in the dust ages ago. Now you're deep in emotional domination, a sick little game where the goal's breaking her down to puff yourself up.
Seducing's about sparking something, drawing her in without choking her out, lighting up desire with your realness, your vibe, your grit, not mind tricks. It's being whole and letting her want to join the ride. Dominating's about twisting shit, stirring doubt, spiking anxiety, hooking her on you like some desperate satellite orbiting your ass. Here's the kicker. Control always slips. Always. One day she wakes up, sees the toxic trap, bolts. And then what? Nada. No her, no respect, not even your damn peace. Just the hollow echo of every petty move, every toxic silence, every strategy you passed off as discipline. The guy who seduces with heart might lose, but he walks away intact. He didn't need to dismantle anyone to feel worth a damn. The control freak. When he's out, it's dust, emptiness, a lone dumbass wondering why no one sticks around. So take the test for real. Look inside, no bullshit. 'Cause the truth ain't in what you tell her. It's in what you admit to yourself when the room's empty. If it stings, that's you finally getting honest. 8. The final cost of toxic seduction. You've become the trauma you love to trash. Check you out. King of the chessboard, maestro of moods, architect of absence, leaving a wake of sighs and breakdowns. Except, plot twist, you're not dropping awe. You're dropping emotional wreckage. Women hitting therapy because they thought the glitch was them, when it was just you playing stoic while gutting their feelings with surgical chill. Every ignored scene, every clipped reply, every whatever masked as restraint, it's a sledgehammer to someone's psyche, someone who just wanted a real link. And you ate it up, kept score of how many crawled back, how many got hooked on your apathy, how many circle your life like emotional zombies begging for scraps. Congrats, you're now the trauma you rag on, the guy women will dodge like the plague in their next life. Problem is, you don't even see it. Too busy racking up likes and cheap validation from folks who haven't clocked you yet. Then night rolls in, and it's just you and your puffed up ego pillow on an empty soul. What's left? The ghost of texts you blew off. The sour aftertaste of silence that was never strength, just spinelessness. Worse yet, when a real solid woman shows up mature, whole you choke. Can't function without the upper hand, the mind games, the act. You tank it. Push her off. Wreck it before it's real. That's the tab for your toxic seduction. A trail of shattered women, and you hollowed out. A stereo soul, emotionally starved, pulling in bodies but never hearts. The guy everyone wants from afar, and ditches up close. No depth, no love, no realness. In the end, you'll learn the hard way. Real power was never making her chase. It was being so damn solid she'd stay even with the door wide open. But that, my friend, takes soul and guts to use it. 9. How to ditch being a cheap manipulator and step up as a man worth a damn. After all the ugly truth bombs in the last few rounds, ones that probably hit your marble ego like a freight train, it's time to flip the script. Yeah, there's a way to seduce without being an emotional vampire. Yeah, it's work. And yeah, it means peeling off the mask, facing your inner mess, and turning into someone legit. Turning seduction into value starts with the obvious. Stop treating women like targets. She's not your emotional sandbox. Not a game to see who cracks first. She's a person fears, limits, free will, and all. Respecting that doesn't make you a pushover. It makes you a man with a spine and a brain. A real man doesn't need to ghost, freeze her out, or play Sphinx. He pulls him in with his stance, his calm, his walk matching his talk. He doesn't fake strength, he's got it. And he's got substance stuff. You won't scrape off a 30-second TikTok with sad trap beats. A woman meeting that guy knows right off. This dude's not here to outplay me or break me. He's whole, he's here, and he knows his shit. That's magnetic. That's scarce. That's real. Still want mystery? Fine. But don't use it to hide your fear of getting close. Want control? Cool. but don't flex it to act above feeling. Real value knows when to shut up and when to speak, when to step back with respect and lean in with purpose. It's power, without needing to swing it around to prove something. Want to be truly unforgettable? Then work your emotional game as hard as you hit the gym or polish your Insta. 'Cause charm without depth is a cheap parlor trick. Works once, then flops. But a guy who knows himself, who doesn't need to shrink anyone to feel big, that dude doesn't even need to try. He just exists, and the rest falls into place. At the end of the day, seduction's power, sure, but unlike what you think while preening in the mirror like some budget Don Draper, power doesn't make you better. It strips you bare, hands you the mic, the spotlight. Then what? You can use silence to bring calm or seed doubt. Use grit to lift her up or pin her down. Be a presence or a poison, your fingers on the trigger. And guess what? Every move you make spills more about the man you are than any slick talk about self-mastery or healthy masculinity. 'Cause here's the deal, anything built on manipulation dies out. And when the walls crash, 'cause they will, what's left is the mark you made. Women, believe it or not, remember, not your ride, not your calculated quips, not your strategic dips. They remember how you made them feel. Some will laugh, some will cry. Some will recall you like a car wreck with scars. That's your emotional footprint, a ghost trail you leave behind. So pick, you want to be missed? Or just another scratched out name on the regret list? Real stoic seduction isn't a coward's shield or a narcissist's stage. It's craft, it's balance, it's knowing you could manipulate, but choosing not to. 'Cause you're past puppeteering feelings. So if you want to be a man who's worth something for real, not just in your head, start now. Rethink that stonewall stance. Ditch the control fetish. Swap games for straight talk. Trade cheap clout for conscience. Watch the world shift. 'Cause the true stoic? He's already whole, doesn't need to beat anyone to feel it. Now let's see who's got the stones to step up. Hit the comments. Ever crossed the line? Shattered someone with that fake-ass chill? Or caught the cold shoulder yourself and had to glue the pieces back together? Speak up. Spill it. 'Cause silence here, that's just agreeing. And nobody's walking out clean.